Welcome, Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. We back at you with another video and another Sixers victory. This is two straight now, right? We two in a row.
Yeah.
After we lost a couple, we finally, starting to right the ship. Against coming in off a pretty hot Dallas team who won a couple games in a row, and we laid the smackdown. I mean, I had to say defensively we look active. At a little bit earlier for some reason. When Luka kind of started getting hot, we stopped guarding the perimeter. Like them threes really, a couple of threes by him and Hardaway wasn't even contested. But then when we kind of started strapping back down again, we represented, locked, as my man used to say, we locked all windows and doors, and it was a wrap. What y'all thought?
Steve Mix? What was that? Steve Mix used to say that?
Yeah. I miss Steve. Steve Mix
was the bull.
To me, he was like our best commentator that we used to have.
But I really gotta give kudos actually to the bench.
Yeah.
The starters started off real shaky.
Ooh, that first quarter was brutal.
All of them. Yeah. I don't know why Joel B was taking so many outside jumpers, maybe because Boban was in there, but he was off. Tobias was off. Ben was off in the first. Everybody was off in the first quarter, man. And the bench came in there. Dwight Howard came in there.
Tobias was off the whole. I mean, he stayed off until he got hurt. I mean, he ain't look good tonight.
Howard came in there, gave us a little spark. Shea came in there, gave us a little spark. Even Mike Scott came in there.
I was waiting for you to talk about my man Mike Scott. Remember we told Wayne that Mike
it was
Scott,
a bounce, a real
what you
bounce
tell me?
back
What you tell me about Mike Scott?
It was a real bounce back game for the
minutes.
bench.
Here's what I say:
real bounce back game for the bench.
As far as the Sixers, they shot 32% in the first quarter. I mean, we was missing. For some reason, I felt like I heard the ball missing, like it was clanking. I heard every missed shot. But what I will say is a couple of things that happened. The refs wouldn't let Thibault at all get off or like play any defense. So I think he struggled like 2 fouls in the first quarter. We just didn't look good. Embiid, like you said, Embiid was taking as many shots.
5 for 20.
Yeah, and he was just shooting and just missing. And I don't know if it was because of Boban being so tall, but it was really hard for him in the beginning. But the middle of that second quarter, the whole switch just turned. We just looked like we was actually the best team in the NBA.
You think it was the second quarter or the second half?
No, it was the second half of the.
Yeah, if you remember in the second quarter, we got a big lead, and then Dallas ended up dwindling it down in the third.
But it was that second half around the 7-minute mark, and that's when we put on the skates and we started rolling.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we started playing more of the bully. B was just off because I don't even think like Boban wasn't blocking his shots. Like he had space. The shots was just hitting the front of the rim. Like I'm hoping it's not his legs being tired, but
he missed a couple bad though. Like a couple of he missed, and he barely even touched the rim. That joint went side of the backboard.
That's what I'm saying. It kind of looked like tired legs or something. But during that stretch that Tim was talking about,
Wayne,
huh? What'd you say?
No, I was thinking. I hope it ain't tired.
It looked like it didn't.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. The way he was,
B.
but see, I thought that right. But then, like Tim said, in that stretch in the second quarter, it was like Ben and B both started perking up. Like Ben started attacking more, and then B started actually getting physical and like bullying his way down there. Yeah. Like it was like, and he started getting foul calls and stuff. But
I mean,
I feel good about Ephraim Boyle. Ephraim Boyle looked like he got a little bit more pep in that step.
Yeah,
he's crucial. He's crucial, bro.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. I agree. I mean, he was one of the very few bright spots consistently through the game. I mean, he ended up 3 for 3 from 3, 6 for 9. Throughout the
we talk about Seth Curry, by the way.
Yeah, Seth. I mean, he definitely he's looking like what we brought him here for. This is what we need him to do. Hit that outside shot, create when necessary, when you're coming off the screen, go to the lane.
Breaking out?
You are, yeah.
I think that was you, Ethan.
Yeah, that's you. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean he's looking good. Like this is what we want him. We want him to hopefully he could get back into form, at least giving us on the average 15 a night. I think that's where
when I felt good about Seth, it was a play, and I think like Ben was coming down the court, and he kicked it out to Seth, and Seth wasn't like open, like somebody was actually closing out on him, and he shot like a fadeaway from the 3 with no hesitation. Like, remember I was talking about last time, it seemed like we got like our guys were like hesitant to shoot. He caught it and just squeezed, and it was all net. I was like, now he looked like he's starting to feel like himself a little bit.
Yeah.
Who's what happened to was he hurt again? Dallas what's the big man they got from New York?
Porzingis always hurt. He's been hurt for a couple games now, I think.
I think he's a little upset too because he feels like he's on a trading block. So I think
because he don't play.
He don't.
He think he think he. I don't want to say the term. He think he better than he is because he's a good player. But come on, man. Yo, but it's amazing. Does Luka do that stuff that Sam Cassell does? And I thought they stopped that. Like he jumps into a lot of contact.
I was telling y'all this. First of all, this is what I told y'all when I was watching the
He jumps into everything. Like, come on, man. You jump right in the
But see, the thing
Bible
is,
like twice.
The thing is they give them the call. This what irritates me because I thought the league kind of outlawed that a little bit, where if you initiate the contact, if somebody jumps straight up and you lean into them, they're not giving you the call no more. But he constantly keeps getting it. He got it. He got 2. You think the Thibault Jones is bad? The ones he got against Golden State was horrendous. It was horrendous. But this they give it to him, so he keep doing it. Like it's like the Harden swipe through. I still don't like that. The Harden,
not the Harden. That's the B swipe through.
It's Harden and B. They both use it. I honestly hate the call because I feel if you, it's one thing for the defender to get up in you, but if you initiate contact by swiping into the defender's hands, how is that the defender's fault? I hate that.
It is the defender's fault, though.
It's not.
It is. You know why it is, though?
Why
because if you're putting your hand out there, you're invading their space. That's your job.
That's what you're supposed to do.
No, but that's your job. You have to give a person space, though. You can't. That's like you can't be all up in them and give them no room to move.
Why not?
Because that's the league. That's the way.
No, you just can't. No, you can get up in them as close as you want. You
can't. You just can't. And guess what? And if you get as close as you want, and they go to make a regular move, you're getting called for that foul. That's basketball.
Not the only thing you're getting called for is a swipe through. If you get close up to him, and put like this. Okay. You get close up to a defender, right? Mm-hmm. And he push you off. Who's gonna get called for the foul?
I'm not. Yeah, because you push you off. But if you sit there,
why? But why?
Because you pushed them off. But if they're in your space, and you're making a regular basketball move, that's not offensive foul call. They're going to call defense.
You can hold your ground. You can hold
right. You can hold your ground, but
you can't put your hand in there.
But if your hands can't be all up. Like you can't be all. If you all up in somebody chest to chest, and they trying to make a regular move, they're going to call you for the foul.
Not if you don't move.
Nope. Yes, they will. Nope. That's why they call it on a swing through move.
No, they call that a swing move because Harden perfected it.
Tim, you ref. What you calling, Tim?
I did ref. I forgot about that. You took ref courses too, didn't you?
Yeah.
But so tell us, Tim, what is it with that? What's the deal with that? Or you wasn't paying attention?
I really wasn't. I was reading Twitter.
Tim was one of the fingers. Tim was one of the everybody went to fight in the middle of the game.
No. See, it's different because I did both basketball and football, and with football.
We talking about basketball.
No, I'm just saying with football, you get a chance to once you throw the flag, you huddle up with the ref and you let the white hat make the decision, so you can get your thoughts together. With basketball, everything is instantly whatever the call is, you got to be on it, and the crowd knows if it's a messed up call. Basketball is so much more difficult than football.
For the record, I ref some basketball too, but evidently Tim sounded like he did it professionally though. But
Timmy did it more than anybody else.
He went to ref camp.
I sure did.
That's what the non-players do.
Here we go. That's hate. No, but
that's what you do.
Wait, real quick. See, first of all, Tim, you disappointed me because we just rolled right into your wheelhouse, and you over there with Twitter fingers.
No, because I was reading. Doc Rivers was saying that.
Hold on. Before we jump off, let me just say, I mean, if anybody feels the same way, please comment on that because I feel like I'm by myself with the swipe through thing. I cannot stand it. I feel it should be in a sense an offensive foul call because you're initiating contact with the defender. So because the defender, a lot of times, I hear what you're saying, Wayne, about being all up in them too close. But a lot of times the swipe through, it's not even in close. You just got your hand there. If
they're going up for the shot, and you're going up for the shot, and they're going up for the shot.
No, but the swipe through, you're actually purposely throwing your hand into their hand.
Yeah, but that's a swipe. That's a shoot. Yeah.
That's not
why I
shooting no
told you.
more.
No, it's not.
But
It's
that's
not
why
shooting no
I
more.
told you. I'm telling you in the rule, you can't just cloud somebody. You can't just
But
get
that's
all
what
up
I'm
in
saying. But
their
that's
face and give them no room to
listen,
move.
Listen, you're right about it's the rule, but I don't like the rules change all the time. I don't like the call. I don't like it being. A rule.
Remember the swipe through.
Yeah.
The swipe
Most
through
hacks
used to be a
don't.
shooting foul. You used to be able to go to the line, but they stopped it.
No,
It's on the
yeah,
floor.
they did, yeah.
But let me ask you this.
Terrible.
This was my, and I said this before about Joel Embiid, was he started looking like to me, he plays for the foul too much to me.
He did,
Like,
and he didn't get it, and that's why he.
I don't want
A lot of
him.
people
I
do in
want
the NBA though.
Yeah, but why?
Harden and
Get away
Embiid-
from that.
Harden does it the most.
James, LeBron James, everybody do that.
He was getting 12 shots a night, but the last 3 games, they haven't really been giving him those fouls. And so because he was so dependent on getting those fouls, he stopped playing basketball. Just shoot the ball, lay it up.
Yeah,
He was missing.
That's what it feels like. He gets out his game when they
shot the ball. He was missing. Yeah, he was just missing. But since nobody else wants to bring this up, I was trying to give the haters a chance to bring it up. The fact that Ben Simmons shut Luka down and then put the clamps on Luka.
Sure did. Sure did.
I mean, we did have somebody mention that in the pregame, in the pre-session, and so I was going to let them say it on air, but I guess the hate wouldn't let it flow out their lips.
No, my hate was flowing on B real quick because y'all got me in my bag. Y'all know how I hate that swipe, and I hate when people play for the foul. That's always my biggest knock on James Harden. You know, I mean, I talked about it with y'all Percy and on the podcast. That's my biggest knock on Harden. That's why a lot of times I think he's not successful in the playoffs, because in the playoffs they ain't calling that dumb stuff. And that's why in my mind, B got to get ready for that now. In the playoffs, you ain't going. You might get 15 shots from the free throw line in the regular season. That might go down to 9, 10. So you're going to have to learn how to play through that. But going on to Ben, Ben did his thing. I don't got no hate to say on Ben.
That's the perfect matchup for Ben, though. 6'7", Luka, slow.
I agree. Remember, that's what I said coming into the game. I was saying I think this is the perfect matchup for him. I think Ben should win at Luka even harder on the offensive.
Luka quit on the fourth quarter. He was like, I ain't going back in there. We lost.
I mean, but
he like it's a wrap.
But Luka, truth be told, I mean, he might not be that fast and all that. He know how to get open. So for Ben to I don't want to make it look like I'm saying, well, that's an easy cover for Ben. He should have. Nah, Luka ain't no easy stick.
No, he's not. But that's a match. See, you got to remember too, like Luka's used to playing against smaller guards. So even though he don't got that speed to get, he could use his size, and he's great at doing that, using his size for angles and stuff like that. And it's funny because my boy Keith, Dallas fan, he was talking about how Luka got 19. That's all Luka ended up. We getting 2. But if you look in the beginning, Luka had 7 turnovers. Yeah, he only averages like 4 a game. Like Ben was in his head.
If you watch though, really, when the trap, he could not get around the trap. When Ben and Joel trapped him, that caused a lot of turnovers.
But Luka, it wasn't just
he's
a
not
trap.
fast.
It wasn't just a trap because
he's not fast enough. If you remember when they was trapping Dame, remember Dame was blowing by that. Luka's not that type player. He's easier to trap. Not taking away from Ben, playing well. But when Joel and them was coming up trapping him, he was throwing the
Dame
ball.
wasn't blowing past that trap in the fourth quarter, though. If I recall correctly, that fourth quarter he wasn't blowing past that trap. But what I'm about, you got that's valid. What you're saying about the speed.
He wasn't.
No, I'm talking about Dame.
He was just missing.
Nope, in the fourth quarter he wasn't.
Yeah, he was just missing.
No, Dame still got through that trap though.
No, he wasn't.
He
wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
So
I remember he was.
But in the fourth quarter of that game?
The whole game.
He was just
no. We talking about the fourth quarter.
I said the whole game.
I'm talking about the fourth quarter.
The whole game. The fourth quarter is the part of the game. I said the whole game he was getting.
Well, he wasn't the whole game, but up to the fourth quarter he was.
Okay.
How about saved him. I gotta give props to Dwight Howard. He also he had a very good game. He led the bench. Remember, usually the bench let the score get all the way down to 4-2, but the bench held the lead and actually increased the lead at one point during the game. But Dwight Howard,
by the way,
he balled. Go ahead.
I never liked Josh Richardson, even he was here. That was Wayne Bull.
Josh was cool. He was cool.
I thought he'd be solid coming off the bench. I didn't like him as a starter.
Yeah, you always said that. You stuck to that. I mean, but the 10 point about Dwight, a couple dunks, he turned back the old vintage dunk contest Dwight. You know what I mean? He went up hard in a couple Jones. He was in his bag. I was liking that. So Dwight Howard been consistent though. That's what I like this whole year for the most part. he's been consistent. I think I only knock on Dwight, like we said. Sometimes he do the extra stuff, getting the technical calls because
he's consistent. He's consistent with that too.
But I mean, but he been chilling with that lately, though. I mean, a little bit for the most part. He kind of just been trying to just ball and keep it to that, and he helped us. Whatchamacallit, Ethan mentioned earlier, the dude Wayne loves hating on my man Mike Scott. He hit a couple big threes. I mean, he's only 2 for 5, but he hit a couple huge threes. He got. I think he got a couple steals too. He was pretty active in the let me see. Well, no,
stretch four, Tim.
He ain't get no steals. He actually, I think he got a bat away or a block or something. But
First of all,
I mean, he did his thing. The bench came straight.
I don't hate on Mike Scott. The only reason I started saying what I said about Mike Scott is because y'all said that he could replace Tobias Harris.
Speaking of which,
how do we say that though?
You said we could trade Tobias Harris, and if you give Mike Scott the same minutes, he'll put up similar points. That's what y'all said.
Ethan, please.
That's not what I said.
No, I ain't going to y'all lying.
Let's not get into it because y'all never going to agree with y'all.
Listen. Anybody that's been listening to us since the beginning, y'all heard what was said.
Y'all definitely did say it.
No. Y'all said y'all part.
Not going to admit it.
Hold up. No. I didn't say my part.
You did say my part. You said it was about the 36, right?
Huh?
No, that's not. I said, first of all, if you trade Tobias, right? Who you bringing in? You bringing in a bona fide. We talked about bringing in a bona fide scorer, right?
Yeah.
So let's, if you think and be reasonable, like we were saying, Tobias can fill. Mike Scott can fill that role. He's not going to give you the same points as Tobias because the other person we would trade for would fill that role with points. He would be, I told you, he'd be a hustle man, rebounds, and he can get his points in spurts. We talking about 10, 11 points a game. It wasn't replacing, hold on, because you did all this rapping.
Yes,
it wasn't replacing Tobias.
Because what was the point of bringing in the 36? What was the point of bringing in the per 36 minutes then?
Because he would play better with more minutes. With more minutes, he would play better.
That was not the original point that y'all was making.
Let me jump in.
No, it wasn't.
Wait, I don't want us to be jumping over each other, so let me get this out. That's not the original point that y'all making. Now, to your point, I can see how you can evolve and say, you know what, if we bring in somebody that's going to score 20-something points, then
hold on. Let's start. Who are we trading Tobias for? Because we got to go back to that.
But the whole point,
trading Tobias, because that matters.
Because you're switching your argument now. Because that's not what y'all.
I'm not switching the argument.
Tim had no parts of this argument. Tim is telling y'all as an objective person on the side what y'all said.
No, listen. Let me tell you what I said.
You scream so much that you make them believe what we said.
Let me tell you.
Oh, really?
He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
The reason why we brought up 36 minutes because you was trying to say, well, Mike Scott only averaged like 7 points a game. Do you think that's good enough? So we looked up 36 and said, playing more, he'll get more points. We didn't say he was going to equal the points of Tobias Harris. We said he will score more if he plays more and he hustles. He's going to give you defense. And now the other scorer is going to take up the other slack. That's what we talked about. How
Mike
about
Scott don't
that?
got great defense. How about that?
Let's just
like
agree.
I said, we'll go on, but y'all fans that listen to us from the beginning, y'all know what y'all heard.
All right, let's agree to disagree. But are you concerned because tomorrow Tobias Harris is going to get MRI on that knee? So
I'm not even agreeing. I'm not even agreeing to disagree, but we'll move on.
Well, then let me mute you then. But Tobias Harris getting an MRI. You actually may get a chance to see that whole 30 per 36 right now with
come on, Mike Scott.
With Mike Scott.
Come on,
So
Mike
everybody
Scott.
might get a
them
chance
36.
No, but you know the difference is it's not another scorer to fill Tobias.
Ben stepping up his scoring. So we got
the point just.
Yeah, it went over their heads, Ethan. Don't worry about it.
No, I get the point you're making, but that's not the point you were making at the time, though.
Exactly. It was.
No, but
what do y'all think about real quick?
Y'all mastered card tricks.
Y'all mastered about Kyle Lowry.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah, that's a lesson trick.
I don't want Kyle. I mean, I'm sorry. Let me say this. I don't know if I want him at the expense that Toronto was asking. I think Kyle Lowry is cool. If we could get him for a good trade, I'd take him.
What is Toronto asking? What did you hear?
What Wayne say?
I ain't say nothing.
No.
He's scared. Seth
no, Tim said it. Somebody said it. Tim, what did you say? What was it?
It was a first-round pick plus either Thibault or Maxey, and then the contracts of Mike Scott and Danny Green.
I'm out on a first-round pick altogether. Like, he's not worth a first-round pick to me.
Or you could just wait
That's
until the
what
end of the season and pick him up next year when he's a free agent.
I take my
Yeah,
chance.
but you want to win this season. It's about win now.
It's a win now. You can get them, and you keep all the players that you have, and just get them next year because he already put his house up for sale in Toronto.
Is he coming off the bench?
No,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So is what he's coming in as just starting.
Well, if he trading Danny Green,
he could take Danny
Green. Mike Scott
make Ben the point forward.
Thibault starts with Danny.
Yeah, backcourt is Kyle Lowry and Seth, and then you got Ben, Tobias, and Embiid, and Kyle Lowry and Seth in your back.
That's a nice little lineup.
Yeah, I might like that.
My fear is that we going
that little lineup gonna get killed up front.
I'm not good at Kyle's a good defender. He's not a great shooter though.
He's a good flopper. He might not get them same calls here that he get in Toronto. He crossing international waters.
my fear is we going to trade Maxey. He gonna go somewhere and explode like that. That's my ultimate fear. Now, can Kyle Lowry help us win now better than Maxey? Yeah. But I got a fear in like 2 to 3 years, Maxey gonna be somewhere putting up buckets. We gonna regret it.
I don't see Maxey. I see Maxey solid. I see solid player.
I'm not saying superstar, but I'm saying I think he'd be an all-star.
Did y'all listen?
You think so?
Yeah. If Ben makes all-star, then I think Maxey could be an all-star.
Ben
Simmons.
Ben is a star amongst stars.
Ben's
not no superstar. Don't you dare say Ben is a superstar.
Ben's a star. Ben's a star.
He's a borderline star. He's right. He's like right there on the cusp.
He's star.
He's a star.
He a star because he dates stars.
He's a star because he actually it's an it factor that you gotta have.
So you want to hype Maxey and dog Ben in the same breath.
I'm just
Ben is a star.
If Maxey's potential is high.
So if Maxey walk in the room, then Ben walk in the room. Ben is a star.
Yeah.
But you say if we walk in the room?
If Maxey's in the room, then Ben walk in the room. It's like, oh, Ben Simmons here. But that's how people would be. I'm talking about that's the star
Maxey,
level.
you like, I want a quarter pounder with cheese.
If I walk in a room and Maxey walk in a room, I'm gonna be a star with Maxey. Nobody know Maxey like that. They might know. I think we gotta have more subscribers than people who know who Maxey is.
So I mean, he played in Kentucky, but he probably has his own following. But Ben Simmons is actually a real star.
That's not a fair comparison.
So
you talking about a person playing a bigger star than Booker versus a rookie? What'd you say?
Is Ben Simmons a bigger star than Devin Booker?
Yes.
You disagree?
We didn't say a better basketball player.
I agree only because Devin Booker plays in Phoenix. If he plays somewhere else, he'd be a bigger star.
Philadelphia ain't supposed to be this big old.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they are. We the biggest market. We like number 4.
People,
they are.
No.
We're the biggest market. You want to play in New York? You want to play Chicago, LA, and you want to play in Philadelphia?
Is that why we couldn't get any free agents here? Is that why we couldn't get free agents here for the long run?
It was because of Brett Brown.
What free agents was we getting here with AI? Exactly. We don't get the free agents.
We got Chris Webber, Derek Coleman.
The old dudes who legs is gone. We got the Philly Max. We had to listen. We don't get free agents so bad. We had to get a Philly Max to Elton Brand. Remember that? The Philly Max. And we got to pay dudes like JJ Redick $22 million.
That's not. But you talking about you having two different arguments. You are.
No, but the big markets attract players.
No,
the
not
big
really.
markets
Players want to play where players want to play.
Not really.
No, players like to play for the big market. Maybe not as much now, but I'm saying if you're talking about in the past, this was the argument about big market teams because the players wanted to go there.
It's about organizations. Well, how many people want to go to the Knicks? Kevin Durant turned the Knicks down because he ain't like the organization. Down. They're the biggest markets in the world. But so I mean, to me,
that's what I'm saying. Now it is like that. But like Melo went to New York because he felt like it was a big market.
That was his home.
He went home.
He went home,
and it was a big market.
I think it was more him.
They brought in Amari Stoudemire and everything else. New York used to bring in get free agents there. Just
LeBron went to Cleveland.
Huh?
It was home.
LeBron went to Cleveland.
LeBron went to Cleveland just to go back to try to prove a point.
The
first time he went to Cleveland was because they drafted him there. He went back because he wanted unfinished business. And then he left as soon as he won. Like, I don't want to be here.
Well, I'll say this.
Players go where they want to go.
Nobody goes to Cleveland like just to go.
Is Orlando a big market?
No.
Probably middle of the pack.
It's not big. Disneyland.
Why you think Shaq?
Orlando's not bigger than Philly?
Shaq left
No,
Orlando.
it's not.
Listen, when you talk about people who live there and watch the game, Orlando has a lot of transplants and older people there, so it's not going to be a huge market for basketball like that.
To get back to your original point about Ben and Booker, if by the end of the season, Booker gonna be way bigger than Ben.
No,
they're gonna make a deep run. They're gonna make a deep run in the playoffs, and he gonna get all the notoriety he's looking for. Trust me, and I tell you.
All right, tell me this: as much as whatchamacallit had that big old bubble outbreak last year, he still don't nobody really know Murray. He's okay, but he's not.
But that's because he didn't start off with if he started off like he ended.
Let's keep it a bean. If Phoenix makes a deep playoff run, Chris Paul is going to be the name you hear because he's the person that got brought in to that team, that same team, and now this team is balling so much better.
Devin Booker's still the marquee.
I hear you, but Chris Paul is going to be the name on that team.
It depends on who's getting off.
Devin Booker any night can give you 40. Chris Paul that dude, but he ain't doing that no more.
But see, everybody don't just go on points. Some people look at Chris Paul with the defensive and the smart plays he make and the assist and setting other people.
But everybody,
listen, hold on. Let's be honest. When we talk about
who's the bigger star right now between the two?
When we talk about superstar, we talk about scoring the ball.
Who's the bigger star between the two of them right now?
Who got the State Farm commercial? Who got the State Farm commercial?
Chris Paul the biggest star.
Exactly.
Right, so you just think come to playoff time, that's going to change.
Why?
Because he's gonna make a deep run in the playoffs and he's gonna make a name for himself.
Devin Booker was balling in the bubble last year.
All right, we not.
But they got out of they didn't make the playoffs.
Chris Paul been in the league for like 15 years, so he made a name for himself already.
Yeah. All right. One more thing before we get up out of here. Barkley during the halftime show, he said that Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons can be Shaq and Kobe light.
Blasphemy.
He said Joel and Ben could be Shaq and Kobe light.
Yeah.
Light. I think he said light. You know, Shaq ain't. First of all,
light.
What does light mean?
Light mean like a lighter version. Like you ain't the exact same of them. Like Kobe is Mike Light. You know what I'm saying? Like he's.
Are you saying
along those lines, but not as good as them?
You say L-I-T-E?
L-I-T-E.
Like that combination could be real dominant.
Like Bud and Bud Light. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lighter version of them.
Why do we change like to light all of a sudden? Why can't we just say like?
Because I don't think that he was saying that they were like, but I think he's saying that they're similar, but not as good as them.
I don't think.
Are you assuming that he said light, or you?
I thought he said light. That's what
I said like, but Wayne told me he said light, so I'm just.
No, I said that's why I thought he said light. I don't know. But I thought he said light.
But basically saying that they could be similar to those two as dominant like them. Y'all think that's the case? Can Ben and be dominant like Shaq and Kobe? To a degree, they can have some success.
I mean, you talking about dudes that was in 3 out of 5 championships or something? What did they do? So I mean,
what age were they when they first got to the championship?
No,
I'm not sure about.
See, that's all I'm saying is sometimes we forget Ben is only 24.
No.
And Embiid is what, 25, 26?
Do I gotta say it again? Hey, did y'all hear me? Is my mic?
We heard you. We heard you. Well, how you tell me we not just asking you?
No.
It's for everybody. Ain't that what you said to me?
What are you?
Ain't that what you said to me?
Like 30.
Not when they was playing together, but not when they were playing together.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. When they were playing together, Kobe averaged like 28 points a game.
No, it wasn't. It was 25.
It wasn't.
They was averaging 25.
But I'm gonna tell you.
Okay. Yo, come on.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead. They was averaging 25 and 26.
So y'all all saying no. I'm saying
I ain't saying yeah.
I'm saying that I could see.
I'm not saying that they're on that level of Shaq. I personally feel like Shaq and Kobe was the most dominant duo in history, in my opinion. I know people say Mike and Scotty and all that, but I think Shaq and Kobe, if they would have cut the pettiness out, they should have ran the table for years.
Yeah.
But I think the pettiness is why they didn't dominate as much as they should have. But I think as a duo, I think they're the greatest duo to ever play together.
So do you think Ben and B is Shaq and Kobe like?
Light? A lighter version of them? Yes, I do think that they can have that.
See, this is what happens. Y'all say I'm a Ben hater, but this is what happens when you cape for somebody so hard you fail to see the reality. They will never be Shaq and Kobe light. Like, I don't care what words you want. They ain't gonna be that.
So if they win 3 finals, they not Shaq and Kobe light. That's because you put everything on scoring, like I said.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm
not putting everything on scoring. Kobe was a top defender.
Kobe was a nice defender too. Yep, he was. But Kobe didn't distribute.
So you think Ben could be like Kobe? Hold on. And you saying Ben could be like Kobe?
I don't think Ben is going to be like Kobe because I think he's a different type player, and I don't think that Embiid is going to be as dominant as Shaq. I feel like Shaq is like one of the top 3 players in my personal opinion. I feel like he's the top 3 player in the NBA history.
Yeah,
because he's dominant.
Shaq wouldn't
so
co-sign
I don't think that either one of them as individuals can be that. But I also think that basketball back then, I think that basketball back then was better than the basketball now. And like overall offense and defense. So when I'm looking at like now, do I think that Ben and Embiid would have did what Shaq and Kobe did back then? No, I don't. But as now, the way the league is, and it's like no big men and their size and their dominance, that they can dominate. I'm not saying that they are dominate, but they can. I don't see a problem with saying that they're a lighter version of them. I don't see a problem.
Well, I got any final thoughts before we roll out the drink?
Calm down. Let me address the stats real fast because we had Wayne and Tim scream out that they act like they knew something. Shaquille O'Neal, the first year they won was 99. The 99-2000 season, Shaq averaged 29, Kobe averaged 22. The second year, the 2000-2001, Shaq averaged 28 and Kobe averaged 28. So, like we said.
And what was the third year?
And the third year, Shaq averaged 27 and Kobe averaged 25.
Okay, so like I said, Kobe averaged around 26, 28, 22, and 26.
No, I said it was 1 year.
It's around 26.
I said 1 year Kobe averaged 28.
Wait, don't try to change it.
I said, this is what I'm trying to do.
You said, what did Shaq and Kobe average during the years? I said 26.
I said 28, and y'all was like, no, they ain't never no 28. Nope. Y'all shot it down. Y'all shot it down.
So over that course of time, how much did he average? You just said 22, 26, and 28.
Now, see how he tried to, y'all see how he trying to change this? Y'all see how he trying to change this?
I can't believe what I'm saying.
So wait. Did we say per year? Or did we say during their championship run, how much did they average? Isn't that what the question was?
Me and Ethan deal with this every day on the polo. This is what we talking about. This is what we talking about. This is what he does.
What question? You said during the 3-year stretch of that they were making the title runs, what did they average? And that's what I said, about 26 and 27.
That's not what it was. That's not what it was. That's not what I said. What you said 1 year. Hold on. Because we said 1 year Kobe averaged 30. We said 1 year Kobe averaged 30. He ain't never averaged 30. He never averaged no 30.
He did.
Did he average 30?
Nope.
He didn't. You said he only averaged like 24, 25. And you're wrong.
If you add up all 3 of them title runs, it's 25.
I said we were discussing. But wait, so Kobe averaged 30.
Timmy,
did
Kobe average 30?
Am I wrong?
Did Kobe average 30?
All right, y'all are belaboring this point big time. We gonna roll.
They want to win so bad because they wrong so often.
Ain't about winning. I told you. I knew. I looked at the stats before. I knew 1 year he averaged 28, and that's what
you said. You said 1 year he averaged 30.
No, Ethan said 30. I said no.
I said that.
Right, but we were talking about their championship run. How much did they average? And you said 1 year he averaged 28.
You're not. First of all,
I said during the championship run they averaged about 26 and 27.
No, we got a game on Saturday against Cleveland at 7 o'clock.
We can end it.
Hold up, no. We not ending on that note because I told this bull 1 year he averaged 28. I knew the stats. I looked them up before.
You was talking out the side of your mouth.
No, let me finish.
Tim said no, he never averaged that.
Let me finish. You and Tim said no.
No, you and Tim. Me or Tim. Don't say both of us didn't say the same thing.
Y'all said no,
we did too, Wayne.
No, we didn't.
We'll
catch
it on playback. But listen, thank you. Make sure y'all like.
We'll talk about it tomorrow when we rewind and hear what was said.
When you like the video,
easy as that.
That allows YouTube to.
You're gonna be wrong.
Stream it to others.
Get them algorithms. You gotta get that algorithm up.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Algorithms up.
So make sure you like the video. But anyway, you can get this on Spotify, iTunes, Facebook.
Don't be greedy with the content. Everybody wants to hear it. It's good content. Everybody want to hear it. So go ahead and share it.
When next time we play it?
Like, subscribe.
The next game.
Saturday,
real-
7 o'clock.
Real quick. I think Steph Curry just moved up in the MVP rating too, man. I mean, B falling off.
This game might have
couple
made B
games.
drop. This game might have made B drop a little bit.
And B didn't play in the fourth quarter at
That's what
all.
I'm
Right.
saying. He
Anyway.
thank goodness for that.
Why?
Talk to y'all. We'll see
He was
y'all
five
at
for
the game.
20.
How much did B score tonight?
23.
Without
three
playing in the
quarters.
fourth quarter.
In
He
three
was
quarters.
5 for 20, so he would probably win about 6 for 29.
It's sometimes like that. Just like when Steph scored 13 points.
What was Steph shooting for 3-point from 3-point range
We
yesterday?
talk about
Good
his
luck,
total,
Tim.
we talk about his total field goal percentage.
All right, y'all, we out.
Oh, now you want to do totals.